Hi, and welcome to our Spring 2024 Demo Day for Techstars LA, powered by JP Morgan. I'm Matt Kozlov, Managing Director of the program, and on behalf of Techstars and the 12 amazing companies presenting today, thank you for joining us. For those of you new to Techstars, we are the global network that helps entrepreneurs succeed. To date, we've invested in over 4,200 companies, and our portfolio's combined market cap is over $112 billion. Techstars is deeply committed to investing in and supporting the LA ecosystem. To date, over 300 companies have graduated from our LA-based programs, collectively raising over $2.8 billion. And over 145 companies from across Techstars programs have decided to build their companies here in Los Angeles. We are proud to be one of the most active program teams in the Techstars ecosystem. This spring, we ran 2 Techstars programs at the same time, both presenting at this morning's Demo Day celebration. Techstars LA, powered by JP Morgan, and Techstars Healthcare, sponsored by Cedars-Sinai, Point32 Health, UC Irvine Health, and United Healthcare. Looking forward to this coming fall, in September, we will be running another Techstars LA program powered by JP Morgan, alongside Techstars Space, in partnership with NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory and the United States Space Force. First up today, you'll hear from the companies graduating from Techstars LA. Since the inception of Techstars LA 6 years ago, we have pledged to invest in founders and companies that reflect the diversity of our community here. This class continues to build on that commitment. Of the 12 companies presenting today, 7 are led by CEOs that identify as underrepresented. Directly after this, we will be airing the Demo Day for our Techstars Healthcare cohort. Feel free to stay put on the same link, as we'd love for you to join us for those pitches as well. You're about to hear 12 awesome pitches from 12 extraordinary founders. This is an interactive event. All of our founders are logged in and ready to answer any questions you have in our live chat to the right. You can also find their investor memos and contact details in the event description below. If you're interested in meeting directly with any of our CEOs, please reach out to them directly. They're excited to hear from you. Our ask of you today is that you try to find at least one company that you can be helpful to. Maybe it's an introduction to a customer, a potential hire, an investor. If all of you watching today do one thing, just one thing, imagine what these teams will accomplish today alone. And now, please meet the 2024 spring class of Techstars LA.
Hi, I'm Nick Scanavino, founder and CEO of PitchTape. As a former startup lawyer, I loved meeting founders and seeing them passionately share ideas that could one day change the world. I also worked with investors and large corporations and kept seeing the struggle on both sides to connect the dots on these ideas. Founders struggling to tell stories beyond their decks, and organizations sifting through a sea of text. Which made me wonder about the broader context. How do organizations collect and manage ideas at scale? What tools do they use to evaluate people, products, and partnerships? Before PitchTape, I discovered they too were juggling between a patchwork of emails, spreadsheets, and online forms, with no easy way for their teams to collaborate and make decisions on the information. Organizations are stuck piecing together stories from fragmented places, wasting time and money on busy work, and missing out on what could be the next breakthrough opportunity. Enter PitchTape, an all-in-one software platform that streamlines the way businesses share and evaluate ideas without losing sight of the people behind those ideas. Here's how it works. Organizations launch a PitchTape workspace to collect form fields, document uploads, and video responses all in one place. And what's unique is our video stitching technology. Customers tailor the questions to be answered over video, and users simply record one topic at a time in short segments that our technology stitches into one seamless video with added bookmarks for easy navigation. And customers invite stakeholders to review all submissions in a single platform with a simple workflow where they can submit ratings, take notes, send messages, and track progress. Plus, our AI assistant summarizes data with key insights, making the evaluation process even more efficient. And with this, customers are reporting significant ROI, including upwards of 50% time saved by their teams. And we validated our product with world-leading customers like the NBA and FIFA. Customers are renewing contracts, extending to multi-year terms, and increasing contract sizes. In the last 12 months, we've generated $400K in revenue with an average monthly burn of less than $25K, and we've consistently grown revenue over 100% year after year. I'm happy to announce that we recently completed our first 7-figure deal for an API integration with the United Kingdom's National Innovation Agency. Customers are using PitchTape across diverse use cases and are then identifying emergent use cases across their organizations. from innovation teams evaluating partnerships, to HR teams evaluating talent, to procurement teams evaluating suppliers. And this positions PitchTape to become a ubiquitous platform for communicating and evaluating all types of business-critical information, presenting a $30 billion market opportunity. Our team is led by repeat founders. I previously started a boutique firm in New York City that advised hundreds of companies across the innovation ecosystem. Our CTO previously founded an AI analytics startup. Our head of engineering has deep expertise building video platforms. And our COO has scaled a company to exit, leading sales and operations. We're on a mission to elevate the way that business ideas are shared and evaluated with a tech-driven, human-centered approach, and we invite you to join us.
Hi, I'm Alex Avanenko, founder and CEO of HiWatts. For the last 250 years, science has been trying to harness the energy stored in bonds between hydrogen atoms. It's enormous. It's enough to set off a nuclear bomb, and it's enough to send us to the moon. At my last company, HighPoint, I harnessed hydrogen to power aircraft, selling my company to Zero Avia for $100 million. And now with HiWatts, I'm using hydrogen to create on-demand and reliable electricity to support the power needed by 2030 for EV charging, data centers, and other energy-hungry industries, a $500 billion opportunity. Our first product, a zero-emission power plant in a box, produces reliable, renewable, and low-cost energy without the need for the grid. And it works by combining solar generation and our breakthrough hydrogen-based energy storage technology to provide continuous power. Let me briefly explain how it works based on EV charging station example. During the day, the solar panel produces power and directly supply it to the charging station. Unused excess power is converted into hydrogen, which is stored in tanks and used as an energy storage medium, because hydrogen can store a lot of energy for a long time. When solar power is not available, such as during the night or rainy days, the hydrogen is converted back to electricity to supply the charger for multiple days, unlike battery-based systems. As a result, we can deliver reliable, renewable, and low-cost energy wherever it is needed. Starting with EV charging station, then moving to data centers and communities, and eventually utility-scale storage, we will focus on providing energy as a service over a 25-year contract with no upfront cost to the customer. And we have already signed 6 LOIs worth $57 million for pilot projects. We will be working with Cal City Industrial Park, EcoMile, L-Charge, and Clearway, as well as mentioned airport in England, to deploy EV charging stations for heavy-duty trucks, plus a 45-home residential community in California in partnership with Energy Security Solutions and Mighty Buildings. Upon success, these pilot LOIs represent an additional $3 billion in potential contract value. And we have an energetic team with significant experience in commercializing innovations. My co-founders and I have driven progress in multi-billion-dollar international businesses and startups. This background makes our team ideally suited to take on technical, policy, and business challenges of the electrification of our economy. So, HiWatts has right team, right technology, and right traction to unlock the power of hydrogen to meet the needs of energy-hungry industries. Please join us to make reliable and zero-emission energy a reality, anywhere. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Leonardo Mencarini, co-founder and CEO of Mercado Único. Just in Brazil, 6 million families face food insecurity. Food prices are skyrocketing and making it harder for families to afford groceries. Meanwhile, up to 8% of all food manufacturers' production expire in the warehouse and ends up in landfills. This means 3 million tons of edible food, which result in $6 billion in financial losses. Let's explore how this happens. Manufacturers plan production based on forecasts and market expectations. Still, factors like weather, shifts in customer behavior, and returned orders can change demand and generate overstock. And this is how manufacturers liquidate excess inventory today, with a complex spreadsheet with dozens of columns and hundreds of rows. The spreadsheet is sent weekly to just a few distributors with more than $1 million in opportunities. They do it manually and conduct one-on-one negotiations across different channels, such as phone calls, WhatsApp messages, and emails. At the same time, small retailers in low-income regions seek these deals to serve their communities. However, they lack access due to the existing inefficient process. Here's where a solution enters. Mercado Único connects food and beverage manufacturers to thousands of retailers, helping to liquidate products with great discounts. Buyers can search, filter, and negotiate products with numerous manufacturers, all in one place. Manufacturers can centralize the negotiation flow and set up rules to avoid brand cannibalization. Now the manufacturers receive just the best offers, needing only to approve or deny the deal. This is how a revenue model works. Manufacturers offer discounts of up to 70% to avoid the inventory loss. Mercado Único adds a 10% take rate, and the payment is split between the manufacturer and the platform. We have 3 pilots running with key suppliers, such as Nestlé, AB InBev, and M. Dias Branco. Mercado Único provides the intelligence, and the manufacturer handles all the logistics. Over 300 buyers have registered on our platform across 7 Brazilian states. From January to May, we generated $60,000 of cumulative GMV, and this is just the beginning. The market opportunity in Latam is $70 billion. I have a business background, having founded and exited a wine brand in Brazil that is present at more than 1,000 points of sales. Lucas is a software engineer with deep data and AI knowledge who has worked in director position in unicorns and early-stage startups. Mercado Único is transforming waste into opportunities in Brazil and soon in the world. Thank you.
People create extraordinary things every day, like exquisite pottery and custom leather bags. Consumers around the world love this product so much that they spend $830 billion on artisanal crafts. Retailers like Crate & Barrel, Williams-Sonoma, and Etsy have been trying to match consumers for years, sourcing products from artisans around the world except Africa. My name is Cynthia. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Craftmas. I know this firsthand because I was an artisan myself and ran a textile company for 7 years. Williams-Sonoma, Etsy, and any other retailer couldn't distribute my products because the payment gateways take 3 years to set up and it costs $200 to ship a $50 product. As a result, myself alongside 40 million other African artisans producing $15 billion in crafts were blocked from opportunities to access the global market, enabling retailers not to meet the increase in demand for artisanal goods. At Craftmas, we are changing this by connecting global retailers and online retail platforms with handcrafted artisanal products through our centralized platform starting with Africa. Retailers and consumers can confidently explore thousands of verified high-quality products. We ensure direct payment to artisans and secure competitive shipping rates through volume-based partnerships. This is how it works. Artisans list verified products on Craftmas, while Craftmas leverages it on other platforms. Retailers and consumers can find products and pay for them while funds are held in escrow. Artisans connect to our shipping partners and send out products and tracking documents to retailers and consumers. Retailers and consumers receive products, and funds are released to artisans. We operate a capital-light model with zero inventory, with a 20% plus tiered transaction commission and an annual platform fee of $250. On the supply side, we have onboarded over 3,500 artisans from 15 countries, while on the retailer side, over the last 3 months, we've grown to 38 retailers, both online and brick and mortar, including national brands like Michaels and Maytrade. We're currently generating $15,000 in GMV, and our sales pipeline is worth over $24 million. Our team is uniquely positioned to bridge the gap between Africa and the United States through commerce. I'm a two-time founder with over a decade of experience in scaling companies focusing on international marketing and sales. My co-founder, Sarah Diabara, is a software engineer with extensive years of experience in building and scaling innovative technologies. Our unique mix of skills in retail and technology makes us the perfect team to tackle this crucial challenge. Join me in empowering millions of underrepresented artisanal producers to access the global market. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Brock Ten Houten, CEO of Intrinsic Power. I've always been obsessed with vehicles and felt a strong connection to the environment. Since graduating from Berkeley, I've spent more than 20 years developing some of the highest performing vehicles in the world, including passenger cars and trucks, motorcycles, buses, and even some spacecraft systems. I've been lucky enough to help start multiple successful EV and energy storage companies and deliver production vehicles and battery systems to the market. Over the past 20 years, electric and hybrid vehicles have become the highest performing and most efficient in every segment. However, over that same period, there's been no meaningful advancement in the stations we use at home or the electrical infrastructure they're connected to. Installation of today's low-tech chargers can cost up to $6,000 when panel upgrades are required. Because of this, a shocking 32% of EV owners don't have home chargers. And the last thing EV owners want to do is drive to a destination charging location and sit around and wait while they overpay for their battery to be filled. The problem is even worse at apartment buildings, where prohibitively expensive electrical upgrades limit owners to installing 4 stations, where a dozen or more are needed. Adding a few charging stations to a large apartment building is not enough. People who don't plug in first are just out of luck. Our intrinsic power stations solve this critical problem in a $16 billion residential charging market. We allow for 3 times the number of stations to be installed at a given location and simultaneously reduce power bills by 25%, almost double that of traditional smart chargers. Our novel technology allows for available power to be directed to the chargers where they're needed most, rather than reserving equal power for each charger and each unused space. We're also able to shift unused building power to a bank of chargers, increasing total charging capacity. Our system senses key vehicle data, including how full the batteries are, then matches that data against inferred customer range needs and power grid rates to optimize charging prioritization and cost, generating an ideal charging profile for every charger in a bank of vehicles. The system then adapts in real time to grid conditions. We provide charging stations to building owners and sell systems through vehicle manufacturers and installers. Our chargers sell for $600 with 40% margins and bring us an additional $80 per charger per year in recurring revenue that dominates our contribution margin over time. This innovative solution is being well received by the industry and the market. We have solid investors, significant IP, we have LOIs and agreements projected to grow to over $10 million per year. Our supply chain is established, and our product is already operating in the field. Dave, Narendra, and I founded Intrinsic Power after 15 years in energy and EV startups, with multiple successful exits. We have 11 additional team members who are some of the most talented people we've worked with along the way. This is the right team at the right time to redefine how we charge at home. If you'd like to join us in unlocking the needed charging capacity within the constraints of the power grid, reach out and let's continue the conversation.
Hi, I'm Lloyd Membro-Taji, the CEO of Synth. As a third generation in supply chain, I live and breathe this industry. It meant so much to us as a family. Our offices were literally inside shipping containers. After years in the family business, I launched and exited my first supply chain startup. I then consulted for CPG brands while figuring out my next venture. Emily was one of the clients I worked with. She founded a plant-based beverage brand that sold on Amazon, Shopify, and Whole Foods, but she used spreadsheets for demand forecasting, PO tracking, and supplier management. Her workflow was so fragmented and disconnected, she had no idea when a batch at a warehouse would expire. In one quarter, $300,000 worth of products expired due to overstocking. Sadly, Emily is no longer in business today. For context, more than 200,000 brands in the US lose at least $15 billion annually due to poor inventory planning. This problem led me to launch Synth, an AI supply chain agent for small and medium CPG brands. Here's how Emily would have used our product. First, Synth unifies data from diverse sources to give brands one source of truth. Emily can now view her real-time inventory levels across all warehouses and sales channels at a glance. Synth then uses Emily's historical sales data, her supplier's lead time, transit time, seasonality, and external signals like social media and weather to predict demand. Also, Emily can create a scenario by typing a prompt beginning with, "Hey Synth," telling the AI agent to simulate an increase in Amazon sales over the next 40 days, and then she receives a response in just a few seconds. And to trigger reordering, Synth uses sales, inventory velocity, and the summer holiday to predict out-of-stock events proactively and then create a purchase order for Emily's review and approval. On other platforms, inventory data isn't integrated with businesses' critical functions. At Synth, inventory is integrated with sales, marketing, accounting, and the entire supply chain workflow to help brands truly optimize cash flow. In the last 6 weeks, since pivoting and the launch at Techstars, we've onboarded 21 brands, helping them save over $140,000 in lost sales and inventory costs. And we have an additional 100 plus brands in our pipeline, and we make money by charging a monthly subscription. Any brand can use Synth, but we're starting with the $100 billion organic and natural foods space as a beachhead, and we plan to expand into apparel, beauty, fitness, and health in the future. And leading Synth is a team of seasoned experts. We have decades of experience building and scaling businesses in retail, CPG, and supply chain. Synth is transforming retail with the most powerful supply chain intelligence platform for CPG brands. Please reach out if you would like to be a part of our journey.
And now a few words from our partner at JP Morgan.
It's an honor to celebrate our LA cohort and all that they've accomplished over the last few months. The goal of this program is very clear to us at JP Morgan and aligns with our purpose. It aims to make dreams possible for diverse founders, diversify the broader startup ecosystem, and make sure each founder who passes through the program is set up for success. Because we know that investing in diverse founders isn't just the right thing to do, it's good business and economic sense. According to the US Census, minority and women-owned businesses make up nearly half of US businesses and are responsible for millions of jobs nationwide. Yet, only 4% of Black-owned businesses in the US make it past the startup stage, and only about 2% of venture capital dollars are allocated to women-owned businesses. Ultimately, we're aiming to build the next generation of investors because we know that to truly diversify the startup ecosystem, we need diverse investors who understand the opportunities within this community, along with the challenges it has historically faced. Today, you'll hear from 12 of our founders across Los Angeles, and I'm confident that you'll be just as impressed as I am with what they've accomplished. To all the investors here today, I want to extend an abundance of gratitude on behalf of everyone at JP Morgan and Techstars. I encourage you to think about how you can share resources, expand your network, and better engage with diverse founders like the ones you'll hear from today. And you'll soon experience these companies are doing incredible work and play a critical role in shaping our industries and economies. We have the ability to help them build the future.
Hi, I'm Pat, CEO of Samara Aerospace. I co-founded Samara with my good friend Vedant, who I met in grad school at the University of Illinois. After earning my master's in aerospace engineering, I spent over a decade developing satellite technology for companies such as Blue Canyon, the Air Force Research Lab, and CU Aerospace. I've built satellites supporting everything from science to defense, including the Blackjack mission shown here. Vedant earned his PhD in aerospace engineering and then became a senior controls engineer for Planet Labs. He developed some of their core technologies, as well as the Tanager and Pelican satellites, shown here. And what bothers both of us to this day is how little satellites have evolved in our lifetimes. We've witnessed time and again as traditional satellites are forced to make sacrifices. The spinning wheels of the pointing control system creates disruptive jitter that blurs images. The solar panels flutter after maneuvers, increasing mission downtime. And bulky isolation systems are just a band-aid on a bigger problem. Think about old gas-powered cars versus today's electric vehicles. Gas cars have an engine, torque converter, transmission, alternator, catalytic converter, and a muffler. Then you have an electric vehicle, which replaces that maze of complicated systems with one efficient motor. At Samara, we've invented the first new satellite pointing technology in decades called MSAC. Just as new battery technology enabled the evolution from gas to electric cars, our patented MSAC technology enables us to make satellites more efficient by getting multifunctional use out of existing components. Our MSAC smart hinges integrate pointing control and vibration cancellation directly into the solar panels, eliminating jitter, flutter, and the other band-aid systems altogether. This not only simplifies the design, but allows our satellites to point at new targets twice as quickly and 1,000 times more accurately. Our flagship product, the Hummingbird satellite bus, is like the first electric car that proved you could have both greater speed and greater efficiency. This fundamental leap in design means we can make satellites half as massive and twice as maneuverable, improving not just how they operate, but how they're launched. Just like electric cars give you extra cargo space with their front trunk, our streamlined design enables packing 4 times more satellites into each launch vehicle, cutting down launch timelines and saving up to $2 million per satellite per launch. We're entering an $18 billion satellite manufacturing market, growing at 10% annually. While our competition is still making boxy, jittery satellites, we're creating the electric cars of space, sacrificing neither power nor efficiency to push the industry into the future. We've secured $1.7 million in research funding, a $33K monthly contract, and over $300 million in letters of intent. We've also garnered widespread support from within the Department of Defense. We're paving the way for better pictures, more data, and a more sustainable space economy. At Samara, we're launching more than satellites. We're launching the next evolution of spacecraft technology.
The human brain is still the most sophisticated computer system in existence. Its speed and processing capabilities are unmatched. Equally impressive is its ability to handle these processes with minimal energy consumption. Hello, my name is Tayo Adesanya, CEO of Lola Vision Systems. Lola Vision Systems is an AI semiconductor chip design company. Currently, NVIDIA GPUs, or graphic processing units, are the most complex and widely recognized chips in market. Originally intended for graphics rendering, NVIDIA's GPUs are now being used for AI data processing and scientific computing. And while NVIDIA's technology can be adapted to fit edge computing needs, the hardware isn't specifically designed for these tasks, making them inefficient. And that's where we come in. At Lola, our proprietary AI chiplet replaces these traditional GPUs with neural processing units, or NPUs, enabling users to customize chips to meet their specific system requirements in edge applications such as cars, drones, and planes. By using NPUs, we can mimic how the human brain processes data with the use of scalable processing elements. With this, Lola Vision Systems is able to achieve greater performance while using less energy. Our chip design uses a high-performance compute chiplet, which contains the NPU that acts as the HPC brain. With this chiplet architecture, we've separated the part of the chip that brings sensor data in. Now manufacturers can swap interface chiplets with ease. We're able to save customers up to 25% by swapping smaller, cost-effective chiplets that meet more targeted system requirements. Our next-gen AI computer vision chips can deliver up to 1,000 TOPS, or trillion operations per second, which is up to 4 times faster in performance and up to 6 times more efficient than competing traditional GPUs. This enhances functional safety at a much cheaper cost. For automotive, aerospace, and medical imaging industries, our devices can process data in real-time scenarios, enabling us to save lives by the use of image recognition and generative AI. The $280 billion United States CHIPS Act validates the market opportunity and timing for Lola Vision Systems as we aim to bring semiconductor chip manufacturing back into this country. There couldn't be a better time in history to launch a chip design company. And behind this vision is a seasoned team of industry experts. For over 13 years, I've worked for some of the top silicon and IP suppliers in this industry at companies like Synopsys and Microchip. My co-founders, Akbar Matin and Rick Spratt, they have decades of experience designing silicon at companies like Broadcom and in building complex, high-performance compute systems at self-driving car companies like Motional. Together, we're confident in our ability to address the critical needs for autonomous edge applications. And in recent months, we've been able to forge partnerships with elite industry suppliers, hire top-tier talent, procure licensing deals, and now we're currently prototyping in-field demonstrations. We're not just participating, but innovating towards a safer, smarter, autonomous future. Join us on this exciting journey. Thank you.
In 2009, while backpacking through Mexico, I met Rodrigo, a mezcalero. Mezcaleros make the Mexican spirit mezcal, and the families that do this have a tradition that goes back generations. During my visit to Rodrigo's distillery in Oaxaca, he shared both his passion and the hardships he faced keeping his tradition alive. Rodrigo was great at producing mezcal, but simply couldn't get the sales because his distillery was in the middle of nowhere and culture was a barrier, keeping buyers from purchasing his product and earning enough to support his family. I instantly related to Rodrigo's story, having grown up on my grandparents' cattle farm in West Tennessee. My grandfather often struggled to sell his cattle for a fair price because he only had one local buyer and never graduated high school. The struggle is real for producers like Rodrigo in categories like the $18 billion industry of mezcal and tequila. Like other spirits, it is propped up by thousands of producers that lack digital tools, are hard to reach, and find it difficult to communicate. Maguey Exchange gives producers around the world a straightforward way to showcase and grow their businesses on a global scale. Our platform is a one-stop shop for producers where they can manage their products, production, and handle orders all in one place. For buyers, it opens up a world of producers, allowing them to easily search for, connect with, and manage production, bringing much-needed transparency to what used to be a complicated supply chain. But we're more than just a platform. We're building the backbone for local producers to reach global markets. Starting with agave spirits, we're setting our sights on expanding into other artisanal spirits like sake. With a $380 billion market at our fingertips, we're just getting started. Maguey Exchange makes money by charging buyers for increased procurement and supply chain capabilities. Our subscription service is focused on providing visibility and analytics that streamline supply chain management ranging from $500 to $2,000 a month. Our commission-based procurement leverages our proprietary algorithms to match and connect buyers with ideal producers, charging an 8% fee on each match. Since launching, we've onboarded over 400 producers, achieving a market value of more than $12 million. Looking forward, we're poised to engage with over 50 importers and brands, projecting transaction values exceeding $500,000 in the upcoming year. I have a background as a U.S. Army Ranger with significant experience in supply chain consulting. Tabitha Holbert brings 18 years of full-stack development expertise, and Anthony Ruiz Calderon leverages a private equity background to drive revenue. Supporting us are industry experts Jeff Agdern and James Rolfson. Maguey Exchange is more than just a marketplace. It empowers producers like Rodrigo to reach global markets and thrive. Join us to reshape the future of the industry and unlock untapped opportunities together. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sharon Joseph, and I'm the CEO and founder of Cruasis. Cruasis is an AI marketing intelligence platform using publicly available data to grow sales and market share for consumer brands. Like millions of Americans who thought Mad Men was glamorous, I had a moment with Mad Men. I fell in love with the outfits, the martinis, the characters, the big pitches, and of course, pulling brilliant campaigns out of thin air. And that is what most people believe marketing is. How did I know what marketing was? I was a brand marketer working at Fortune 500 companies for 20 years, and I worked on billion-dollar brands and struggled to keep up with it all. The reality was, this was a job with a lot of manual work. I was sitting behind a laptop until the sun went down and came back up again. I sifted through thousands of numbers and spreadsheets, statistical reports, research, and Google searches to create million-dollar market opportunities to grow brands owning the success or failure of that business. And I realized it wasn't just me. All marketing teams wasted 3 hours a day on research. This meant 750 hours per brand marketer, making this a $32 billion problem. Cruasis is an AI-powered marketing intelligence platform that collects publicly available data, standardizes it into one format with actionable insights, and centralizes it all into one hub. Cruasis saves marketers 3 hours a day by removing manual work, and the platform sifts through research and organizes data faster than ever before. Here's an example. We started working with the Global Centrum Marketing team, and the Centrum Marketing team wanted to create global vitamin standards across 15 countries. Cruasis was able to centralize all of their information into the platform, simplifying the problem using a 4-week sprint with the goal of grouping these countries into similar themes. And using more than 75,000 data points across countries, healthcare, information, brain health studies, and more, the platform was able to ingest, prepare, train, and evaluate all of this using our proprietary model. The output of all this heavy lifting was 5 groups, and the platform creates downloadable slides for executive presentations. All of this translates into Centrum saving time and improving their go-to-market strategy, pulled into one comprehensive place. Before using Cruasis, they were using manual collection and spending months to get answers. Working with us, they saved 60 hours over 1 month. They were able to reevaluate their top-tier countries and generate more global brand revenue in the countries that mattered most. This drove global ROI by 3 times and reduced costs by 95%. With Cruasis, any marketer can understand and analyze consumer behavior with the confidence of Fortune 500 expertise. We're already working with global brands, Centrum, Enfamil, Airborne, Nariva, and more. And our business model starts at $1,000 per user per month to save each marketer 12 hours a week. We have an impressive background of Fortune 500 marketers, researchers, and sales members that worked at companies like PepsiCo, GSK, Walmart, Kraft Foods. Cruasis is reimagining market research through data science and AI. Join us in advancing an outdated market research industry. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Colby, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of UltraView AI. Flying has generally been seen as a safe experience. You might even say boring, but with the recent events on airlines like United, Alaska, and even Southwest, the feeling of safety is fading. What was once a guaranteed boring flight experience just isn't anymore. And nobody wants to be on a plane where a forgotten bolt leads to the door flying off. These events are happening because of a growing technician crisis with a very healthy increase in demand for flights. And today, there is a shortage of about 12,000 technicians, which is expected to quadruple by 2032, creating a shortage of 46,000 maintenance technicians. And when flights are delayed or canceled for maintenance-related issues, it costs the industry $50 billion per year. The way inspections are done today are time-consuming, dangerous, and expensive. These processes haven't been updated in over 40 years. And to follow procedures and log damages, technicians have to reference paper manuals, look at handwritten notes, and use antiquated software. Well, it's time for some much needed change. Here at UltraView, we're setting the foundation for what the future of aerospace maintenance and repair will be. Our proprietary computer vision models are trained specifically on our customers' aircraft, and our software can be used with any imaging system. The technician just takes our drone out of the box, sets it next to the aircraft, and presses start. And that's it. Our software handles the rest, from start to finish. The drone performs the inspection in under an hour, analyzes the images, and provides a detailed report on areas of concern. enabling technicians to perform repairs faster than ever before. And our target industry is massive. The commercial aerospace maintenance market alone was valued at $27 billion in 2023, and the DoD maintenance budget is even higher at $39 billion today. And unlike our competitors, UltraView is the only US automated aircraft inspection company to focus on both commercial and defense maintenance. And we're integrated directly with key ERP systems that the market relies on, like quantum component control and Trax. We charge for the usage of our hardware and software on a minimum rate of $15,000 per unit per month, which is built to scale with our customers' inspection needs. And we've already gotten LOI traction with both commercial and defense aviation. And I'm happy to announce that we're currently undergoing contracting with Blue Origin. As for us, we're an all-star technical team that has worked in several Fortune 500 enterprises, including Lockheed Martin, AAR, and Google. And we built and launched new innovative technologies within those enterprises. This makes us uniquely tailored to create a new standard for aviation maintenance. So join us in returning flying to a safe and boring experience. Thank you.
It seems like every company has their own version of recycling this or sustainable that. And I'm here to tell you that we've all been lied to. I'm James Merrill, founder of Stoke Plastics, and I spent years working with the world's leading plastic experts in some of the most polluted countries. We've done the research that most businesses don't want you to know. Shelves are full of products claiming to be from 100% recycled plastic, but that only tells you the good half of the story. This very deliberate marketing tactic makes misleading statements about the environmental impact of the product to get you to spend money. Here's the real story. After plastic bottles are collected, they are cleaned, ground up, and then used in items like your favorite pair of sunglasses or cooler. Up until now, there hasn't been technology available to recycle more than 3% of those plastic bottles. Yes, your 100% recycled plastic thing is only made from 3% recycled plastic. That doesn't sound so sustainable now, does it? With 32,000 football fields worth of new plastic bottles filling our environment every year, something needs to change. With my team of scientists, supply chain experts, and military vets, we're taking degraded plastic that's been thrown away or breaking down in oceans and landfills, and using it in our proprietary process to turn it into something new called Stoke Plastic. With plastic sourced from our global recycling partners, we've created a performance plastic which is cost comparable, more durable, more flexible, and more carbon efficient than any other option for injection molding. We use a minimum of 25% of recycled water bottle plastic, which is over 10 times more recycled plastic that effortlessly integrates with any manufacturing process. Our goal will always be to continue to maximize the amount of recycled water bottles that we're using. As a proof of concept, we launched a fully sustainable eyewear company that is completely powered by Stoke Plastic. Everything but the lenses is made from recycled water bottles. We've won multiple sustainability and innovation awards in the outdoor industry and gained attention when we were featured on NPR's How I Built This with Guy Raz. While we can immediately improve the bottom line and make any environmental dent for any company using Stoke Plastic, we're focused on the outdoor hard good industry, which is growing year over year at an almost double-digit growth rate. We have two revenue streams, one through our eyewear brand Opolis, which has over 60% margins across the product lineup, and through the sale and licensing of our Stoke Plastic pellets. We are projected to reach $400,000 in revenue for 2024 and already have a pipeline of interest that has a combined value north of $25 million for 2025. Get stoked and help us blaze a path to a truly sustainable future. Thank you.
Weren't they amazing? We're so proud of how much our founders have achieved in just 13 weeks, and even more excited to see what they'll accomplish next. Hi everyone, my name's Ahmed Mirza, and I'm part of the Accelerator investment team at Techstars. And before closing out this segment, there are a few thank yous in order. First, to our hundreds of mentors, a very, very heartfelt thank you. As you heard from Matt earlier, we ran two different programs at the same time, Techstars LA and Techstars Healthcare. And the impact of this was tremendous. Collectively, in our first month of program, our founders had over 2,300 meetings, and that's quite a lot. To contextualize this further, 2,300 meetings equates to about 1 month of back-to-back meetings. So thank you to our mentors for truly living the Give First mantra by showing up and offering your time and expertise to our founders. Next, we have an amazing collection of global partners who stepped in with programming and technical support to help our founders succeed. Thank you to all of our global partners for their ongoing support. To our team, Joshua, Allison, Caroline, Sherman, Kim, John, Faye, and our program team, Max, Elena, Rosh, Andrea, Joyce. Thank you for showing up every day with your energy and enthusiasm. We could not have done these 2 programs without you. And last, but certainly not least, a huge thank you to our founders. We couldn't be more excited about the journey ahead. Now, as I close out this segment, in just a few moments, the Techstars Healthcare Demo Day will begin on this same link. I encourage you to take a quick break and come back for the next batch of companies. Thank you.
Hi, and welcome to our Spring 2024 Demo Day for Techstars Healthcare, sponsored by Cedars-Sinai, Point32 Health, UC Irvine Health, and United Healthcare. I'm Matt Kozlov, Managing Director of the program, and on behalf of Techstars, our partners, and the 12 amazing companies presenting today, thank you for joining us. For those of you new to Techstars, we are the global network that helps entrepreneurs succeed. To date, we've invested in over 4,200 companies, and our portfolio's combined market cap is over $112 billion. We are proud to be an active investor in the healthcare ecosystem, not just here at Techstars Healthcare, but across the entire Techstars ecosystem, having invested in over 560 healthcare companies who've collectively raised over $2.3 billion. Earlier this morning, we aired our Demo Day for Techstars LA powered by JP Morgan. If you were unable to join us, we encourage you to go back and watch those pitches. Come back to this YouTube link after programming ends, and the full Demo Day showcasing all 24 companies across both cohorts will be available for rewatch. Coming up now are the companies graduating from this spring's Techstars Healthcare program. Looking forward to this coming fall, in September, we'll be running another Techstars LA program powered by JP Morgan alongside Techstars Space in partnership with NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory and the United States Space Force. You're about to hear 12 awesome pitches from 12 outstanding founders. This is an interactive event. All of our founders are logged in and ready to answer any questions you have in our live chat to the right. You can also find their investor memos and contact details in the event description below. If you're interested in meeting directly with any of our CEOs, please reach out to them directly. They're excited to hear from you. Our ask of you today is that you try to find at least one company that you can be helpful to. Maybe it's an introduction to a customer, a potential hire, an investor. If all of you watching today do one thing, just one thing, imagine what these teams will accomplish today alone. And now, please meet the 2024 spring class of Techstars Healthcare.
Hi, I'm Saishri, co-founder and CEO of Diesel. When I was a kid, I loved playing hopscotch with my grandfather. And he loved playing with me too, always try to beat me in the game. But his joy and zest for life disappeared 8 years ago. My grandfather had diabetes, which caused him several foot ulcers that he was unaware of due to loss of sensation, a common symptom of diabetes. Eventually, his ulcers became infected and he needed both his feet to be amputated. Unfortunately, my grandfather is not unique. In the US, every 20 seconds, a person with diabetes loses their lower leg. The status quo is that patients self-report their foot complications, which is unreliable and leads to highly delayed diagnosis. This results in a $40 billion annual loss to hospitals and insurance companies. Diesel is the solution to this problem. We are the first multi-parameter smart foot insole. It can be worn like any other foot insole on the market. But while the patient starts walking, our insoles measure shear or frictional force exerted, the pressure when standing and moving, and the temperature as well as humidity changes from the feet. Our insoles are connected to our mobile application via Bluetooth, where the patient receives a notification on their foot health to encourage behavior change. By leveraging this comprehensive data and advanced machine learning, we proactively identify at-risk regions for ulcers and other bone deformities, producing a detailed report to the clinicians. With the Diesel system, clinicians can now prescribe appropriate therapeutic footwear and customize patient treatments. Our competitors either measure foot temperature or pressure, which is very limited data. As a result, they can only reduce foot complications by 40% and can detect only one complication. However, with our multi-parameter testing, we are able to reduce foot complications by 93%. Our patent-pending insoles can also detect 15 foot complications that lead to amputations. Our initial market is the $2 billion value-based care and ACO podiatry practices that serve diabetic patients covered under Medicare or Medicaid plans in the US. From this, we will expand to the $10 billion high-risk diabetic patients covered under commercial health plans. Our vision is to move beyond diabetic foot complications and tap into the $50 billion musculoskeletal and physical therapy market. We follow a B2B model. D-Sol is prescribed by podiatrists to patients who can source it from durable medical equipment suppliers, podiatric clinics, and e-commerce. And we earn revenue by leveraging existing reimbursement codes for our insoles and monitoring service. We anticipate an average of $1,016 per patient per year. Today, we're delighted to announce that we're conducting a 150-patient study at Highmark's Allegheny Health Network and Veteran Affairs hospitals in 2 different cities. And we have additional LOI from Beth Israel Deaconess and are collaborating with Point32 Health to determine the financial benefits to payers using D-Sol. We're a team of biomedical, robotics, and podiatry experts who are poised to make this a success. D-Sol could have drastically changed my grandfather's fate. Join us in ensuring every diabetic patient can prevent an avoidable amputation. Thank you.
This is Michael, an orthopedic surgeon who on New Year's Day in 2019 developed a terrible headache and immediately knew that something was very wrong. His wife drove him to the emergency department where he had a head CT scan, but doctors dismissed his symptoms as a migraine. An hour later, the left side of Michael's face began to droop. Michael's next head CT revealed that his migraine was actually massive pressure that built up around his brain because it was bleeding. Doctors, relying on today's ineffective tools, completely missed that this pressure had been there the entire time. This relatively short delay in diagnosis led to permanent brain damage, and sadly, 2 years later, Michael passed away. Shockingly, the story is more common than you might think. Half of Americans will be in Michael's shoes in their lifetime, at risk of elevated brain pressure for conditions like Michael's brain bleed, traumatic brain injury, stroke, or one of the over 20 different related conditions. And if nothing changes, they will be one of the 99% of patients that do not get their brain pressure assessed. Why? Because the only way to do that today is to drill a hole in your head or a hole in your spine and measure the pressure directly. A procedure that is so risky, doctors opt to rely on ineffective tools that take too long to deploy and are not much better than a coin flip in accuracy, leading to misdiagnoses like Michael's. My name is Ryan Myers, CEO and co-founder of CranioSense, and we will soon launch the first non-invasive device to provide a fast, accurate, and inexpensive alternative to invasive procedures. Instead of relying on the hole in your head, our light-based sensors capture how the blood flow in your brain is impacted by the buildup of pressure. And our patented method of comparing that blood flow to the blood flow in other parts of your body has demonstrated unprecedented speed in minutes and unprecedented projected accuracy above 90%, all but eliminating misdiagnoses like Michael's. Chris, Vivian, and I have developed this technology via multiple non-dilutive grants and are now drawing on our decades of experience in neuroscience and medical devices to drive towards commercialization. We have personally spoken with nearly 100 doctors, and over 90% are ready to purchase today. We are validating the device at top US institutions, and I am happy to announce that we are now close to finalizing contracts for our pivotal, validation, and pilot studies with over 10 more leading hospital systems in the US. This early traction means that we are well on our way to realizing a $5 billion opportunity in the US alone. We will initially place CranioSense at the front door of the hospital, the emergency department, 95% of which lack neurology on staff. CranioSense leverages a familiar razor and blades model, landing our low-cost and one-time purchase readers in the hospital, and then expanding through per-patient sensor sales. Put plainly, with CranioSense, doctors can provide better care at lower costs. Payers won't have to pay for avoidable long-term care, and best of all, Michael won't be given just 2 options: to convince a doctor that it's not just a migraine, or to have a hole drilled in his body. Our unique value proposition is a win-win-win. Some might say a no-brainer. At CranioSense, where we understand that Michael's tragedy is not the first, this no-brainer will help to make it one of the last. Thank you, and if a patch on your forehead sounds like a no-brainer to you, please reach out to me directly.
Hi, I'm Connor, co-founder and CEO of Acara. Let me tell you a story. In the 1937 Formula One Grand Prix, the first 5 cars that crossed the finish line were all Mercedes-Benz. They destroyed the competition. How? Efficiency. In a sport where time means everything, they figured out how to make the pit lane as fast as possible. So the cars only needed to stop for seconds rather than minutes, giving them an edge that nobody else had. What if we were able to apply the same tactic to other areas, like healthcare? Right now, hospital teams lack access to real-time data to notify them when rooms need to be prepared. And cleaning remains a long and manually time-consuming process. As a result, operating rooms are out of action for more than 3 hours a day. It's like a race car pulling into the pit lane and there's no pit team there. At Acara, we're helping hospitals make room turnaround as efficient as Formula One. Let me show you how. Within each operating room, an AI-powered sensor continuously monitors what activities are taking place. As surgery nears completion, the sensor sends automatic notifications to ensure staff are in position to transition to the next case. The data the sensor collects leads to a much improved understanding of what's going on in the operating room, generating actionable insights to enable money making and money saving decisions. Next, we deploy our robot that decontaminates operating rooms using germ-killing UV light in a fraction of the time that it currently takes. Our industry-leading AI frees up staff to focus on other high-value activities, and it gives us a huge advantage over competitor UV solutions that must be laboriously wheeled into place by a person. The reason we care so deeply, and why hospitals care so deeply about operating rooms, is that efficiency is the single greatest driver of their business. 70% of hospital revenue comes from the operating department. These rooms are the bottom line of the entire health system. With Acara technology, hospitals can free up 1 hour of operating room time per day. The value of the additional procedures this would enable exceeds $1 million a year. Acara's efficiency improvements could allow a mid-sized hospital to increase their annual revenue by more than $11 million. And when you factor in the number of hospitals in the US, this presents a $72 billion opportunity. We operate a robotics and IoT as a service model, where we sell access to the robot and the data for a recurring annual fee for our operating room. And this isn't just an idea. We have a market-ready product and have already closed our first customers in Europe, including a major national health system. Our focus is now in the US, and I'm pleased to share that since starting the Techstars program in March, we've already completed a successful trial at Cedars-Sinai, and we've received a number of LOIs from top-tier health providers, including Northwell Health. Acara is a spin-out from Trinity College Dublin, one of Europe's oldest and most prestigious universities. All our founders hold PhDs and master's degrees, and we've published research in some of the world's highest ranking journals for robotics and AI. We've won numerous awards, and our past work has even featured on the cover of Time magazine. In Formula One, efficiency wins races. In healthcare, it saves lives. Join us as we help hospitals improve the bottom line and empower their teams to deliver the care their patients deserve. Thank you.
The emergency room is associated with some of the darkest moments of our lives, when we desperately walk in seeking care. But what many of us may not realize is that our ERs are on the verge of breaking beyond repair. Today, over 90% of ERs are overcrowded, that when compounded with the exacerbation of 50% in nursing shortages, is causing hospitals to incur a crippling operational loss of $5.4 billion annually. As a consequence, triage today has shrunk to just 4 inputs: name, age, sex, and chief complaint. From there, a singular triage score from 1 to 5 is determined that will dictate how long patients wait before receiving the care that they need. Because of this lack of information, 1 in every 3 patients are wrongly assigned a triage score, leading to delayed and more costly care as well as increased risks of deterioration and mortality. But this problem only scratches the surface of how compromised patient care has become. So with the insights derived from conversations with over 300 ER administrators and providers, I decided to leave medical school at Stanford to create the solution we need to enable faster, smarter emergency room care. Our platform, accessible via tablet or mobile device, is designed to simultaneously support both patients and nurses in their ER journey. Here's how it works. When the patient walks into the ER, our virtual assistant facilitates check-in and triage by asking questions regarding the patient's history or present illness, medical history, family history, and medications to send to their triage nurse. On the hospital's electronic health record, nurses then receive a comprehensive patient summary, score assessment, and recommendations for next steps in care, increasing their cognitive capacity and triage accuracy through having more context and insights. But our work doesn't stop there. To reduce patients' length of stay while also coordinating care beyond just the ER, we've turned the hours of unutilized wait time to proactively interface with patients to capture information regarding their social determinants of health, mental health, and goals of care. Lastly, to reduce the likelihood of readmission and increase compliance with medications and checkups, we created an automated way for hospitals to send text messages directly to patients in the days following their discharge. Unlike our competitors, we are the only platform that targets a full end-to-end ER journey. We offer a seamless and highly customizable solution that aligns with the operational realities and unique workflows of every hospital. Even more importantly, we built a state-of-the-art AI governance model to ensure safety and quality. Our beachhead is a $13 billion accountable care-based ER market that is historically overcrowded and understaffed, where we stand to provide each ER with an ROI of $8.5 million annually through improving patient and nursing experiences, as well as reducing key hospital metrics of clinical deterioration, length of stay, and readmissions. And we're delighted to share that we're conducting a 385-patient study at Weill Cornell Medicine and are in discussion with several other leading health systems, as well as established partnerships with EHR vendors like InterSystems. Above all, we have the team to make this possible, composed of seasoned healthcare innovators and a world-class advisory board of healthcare executives. We welcome each of you to join us in revolutionizing emergency care, where we're giving patients a voice and nurses support during times when they need it the most. Thank you.
And now a few words from one of our sponsors, Cedars-Sinai.
Hello from the Cedars-Sinai Accelerator. My name is Omar Perez, and I'm the Manager of Business Development and Strategic Alliances. Cedars-Sinai Health System's rich history provides a unique opportunity for innovators and entrepreneurs to work with leaders on all fronts of medicine. I'd like to congratulate all 12 companies in the Techstars Healthcare Accelerator program on all the work they've accomplished in these last few months. From the US to Canada to Ireland, you are working to solve problems in our current healthcare system, bringing care to more people around the globe. And for that, I applaud you and wish you the best as your companies continue to grow. Our friends at Point 32 Health, UCI Health, United Healthcare, and all of us here at Cedars-Sinai have been so impressed with the work you have done during this year's program. Thank you, Matt Kozlov, and the entire Techstars team for organizing such an invaluable program. We so enjoyed being a part of this effort. Now go out there and have a great show.
Imagine commuting to work on a bus that's so crowded you have to stand. On some days it's a smooth ride, but some days the driver's a speed fiend. You're jolted to the side when they speed around the corner, and when they slam on the brakes, you have to grab one of those rails to steady yourself. On other days, you've got a great driver, but out of the blue, they hit a pothole in the road, and you think it's a miracle you're still upright. That's exactly what it feels like to have a mobility impairment. And I know because 23 years ago I broke my spine, and I've had impaired mobility ever since. Physical therapists have taught me how to adapt my behavior and use assistive devices so I can remain active without falling. But constantly monitoring my body is a lot of work, and I don't always follow my PT's advice. Despite having had access to world-class care, I've had more than my fair share of falls, ER visits, and hospital stays over the years. But after I've recovered, it's always the same. Back to physical therapy, where I relearn the same things I already knew. I vow I'll keep doing them, until eventually, I don't. I fall, and the cycle repeats. Acquiring a mobility impairment at such a young age has given me an early insight into what most people experience when they get older. In the US, there are 15 million older people who have a mobility impairment, and every 1.25 seconds, someone falls as a result. That's 32 million falls a year, resulting in 2.7 million ER visits and a $45 billion hit to the healthcare system. Now, when I was at Stanford doing my MBA, I saw how Armada was using continuous blood glucose monitoring, coaching, and proactive clinical care to drive healthier behavior and improve the lives of people with diabetes. I saw Livongo, Hinge, and Somatus become unicorns using this same approach to successfully treat other chronic health conditions. So I decided to take their blueprint and apply it to impaired mobility, which is why I founded Limba Technologies. Limba's powered by a smart device you wear on your lower back. The hardware is super simple, just a single low-cost off-the-shelf sensor that tracks how your pelvis moves through space and connects via Bluetooth to an app on your phone. Our proprietary algorithms continuously track your walking, balance, and behavior, which we translate into a daily fall risk score. If your fall risk increases, we send you an alert with some actionable feedback. If that nudge isn't enough, a Limba clinician will give you a call to find out what's going on. They'll coach you to improve the techniques you already know, prescribe assistive devices, or teach you new ways to adapt your behavior to stay safe. Our clinicians use data about what's actually putting you at risk to personalize your treatment. And because they monitor your safety 24/7, they intervene and provide preventative care before you have a fall. Now, Limba's entire solution, the device, monitoring, coaching, and care, is covered by Medicare under existing reimbursement codes. On average, we'll be reimbursed $1,300 per person per year, and will save health insurers over $4,000 from prevented falls, giving them a 3x return on their investment. The team building Limba are world experts in assistive technology, data science, embedded systems, and physical medicine and rehabilitation. We've raised $1.3 million from leading VCs to change the lives of people with impaired mobility, but we're just getting started. So if you'd like to help people to stay mobile, active, and healthy as they get older, come join us.
Hi, I'm Afraz Irani, CEO of Asclepius Health. Since I graduated medical school almost 15 years ago, we've seen incredible advancements in medicine, from the ability to edit DNA to next-generation robotic surgery. Yet, communication with patients remains devastatingly broken. In medical school, we had a year-long course called The Practice of Medicine, where we learned that listening to patients, educating them, clearly answering their questions makes them healthier and happier. But in 2024, we've only gotten worse at communication. Doctors now spend only 1/3 of their time seeing patients. Patients wait a month to see a doctor, and a projected 400,000 nursing shortage puts further strain on the overworked clinical staff interfacing with patients. Asclepius Health is the generative AI nurse bridging the gap between overworked providers and underserved patients. We call and text patients between visits, guiding them on their care journey with no app required. This reduces the workload for care teams, reduces cost, and improves patient satisfaction. Let's see how this works. Jane, a heart failure patient, visits her cardiologist, Dr. Lee. After the visit, Asclepius reads Dr. Lee's note, proposes a care plan, and monitors, educates, and reminds Jane between visits, acting as Dr. Lee's eyes and ears outside the walls of the office. At home, Jane is reminded to weigh herself and shares her weight. We notice an increase in her weight, which may be a sign of fluid retention, and urge her to visit the clinic. We respond to her frustration, providing appropriate explanations to guide her to the best intervention. And finally, at her request, we switch to a phone call from Asclepius.
Hi, Jane. This is digital nurse Emily from Dr. Lee's office.
We handle everything from complex interactions like monitoring heart failure to routine tasks like patient surveys and closing care gaps, with the empathy and expertise of a nurse, but with greater efficiency and consistency. We're targeting the $11 billion care management solutions market that is projected to grow to $30 billion by 2030, and aim to tap into the over $100+ billion market opportunity of avoidable healthcare spend by ensuring better patient adherence. We are in active discussions with leading payers and providers and have received enthusiastic response from our partners. Our pipeline customers serve over 20 million lives. We're excited to announce the launch of our limited beta testing program today, which marks a critical step towards our August 2024 launch. We are the perfect team to solve this problem. I am a Stanford-trained, California licensed physician, and I have spent my entire academic and professional career at the intersection of healthcare and technology, including doing healthcare product work at Google and Amazon, and before that at McKinsey & Company. My co-founder Mukil has a PhD in computer science from Georgia Tech and has led multiple software teams, including most recently at Google Health, where he led their AI healthcare initiatives. We are thrilled to finally have the groundbreaking technology we need to revolutionize the practice of medicine. If you would like to explore using our solution for your needs, let's connect. Thank you.
One year ago, Ariana, a mom who was bravely battling postpartum depression, lost her life to suicide just days after giving birth, leaving behind a family and community in mourning. Ariana's journey, though heartbreaking, is not hers alone. This battle is real for the 1 million new moms in the US who are silently suffering from postpartum depression every year. Today, 85% of women with this mental health challenge are flying under the radar without any treatment. Ariana's battle shows us the problem with how we handle mental health care for new moms. Doctors dread having to tell patients this diagnosis because they don't have a place to refer patients to or consensus on what medications to prescribe for mental health during or after pregnancy. Women in need are forced to wait, sometimes up to a year, for a mental health appointment due to a massive shortage of mental health clinicians. But here's the thing, women don't have a year to wait. I'm Kristen Ellefson, the CEO of Nurture. At Nurture, we empower OBGYNs and their patients to identify and address postpartum depression before the symptoms even appear. Nurture partners with OBGYN clinics to gather data from women during their initial pregnancy checkups. This data, including factors like age and medical history, is analyzed using our proprietary machine learning algorithm to predict which patients will likely have symptoms. For patients we identify at high risk, we offer a lifeline, a daily self-guided therapy based on a clinically proven plan that helps stop postpartum depression from happening. Patients use our platform on their phones during pregnancy, where they receive cognitive behavioral therapy designed to prevent the onset of postpartum depression and equip new mothers with the tools and strategies to maintain their mental health during this critical time. This approach is different. Instead of just dealing with the symptoms, we check on mental health every day and stop the problem before it starts. If patients need more help, counselors and psychiatrists are available to chat. We connect with the patient in an ongoing basis to continue supporting and monitoring their mental health journey after birth. It's a big change in how we take care of moms' mental health, giving them the control they need. Importantly, our collaborative care model is completely covered by health insurance, meaning OBGYNs can earn more money, psychiatrists can use their limited time better, and patients get all the care they need for that mental health journey in a way that's fully covered by insurance. With the market potential estimated at $14 billion, it's clear that the demand for postpartum depression care is significant. However, many existing platforms are only catering to that small fraction of patients who have already been diagnosed. In contrast, Nurture focuses on capturing a larger market share by using prediction to uncover the 85% of cases who are historically overlooked. Nurture's solution is patent pending, and we have agreements for implementations representing over $3 million in revenue in the next 12 months. Our team cares about this problem because we've fought this battle ourselves and seen our loved ones suffer. Bindu and I have decades of experience in healthcare technology, operations, and go-to-market strategy, while Dr. Frosch is the mind behind the world's leading algorithm for predicting postpartum depression. With your support, we can scale our solution nationwide, reaching every corner of the country and ensuring every mom gets the chance to watch her kids grow up. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tom, a serial tech entrepreneur turned investor. 6 years ago, I was looking for groundbreaking innovations to invest in, when my longtime friend and talented engineer in Finland pitched me an idea of building a 3D bioprinter. As a big fan of science fiction, I was sold on the idea immediately. Only 2 years later, we released the world's most advanced 3D bioprinter, which is poised to revolutionize tissue repairs, impacting billions of dollars in the industry. Realizing Printer's potential, I became the CEO and quickly moved to bring our company to the US and got us into one of the best medical device accelerators in the world. And here we are today, the first company to ever commercialize 3D bioprinted mesh implants. Thanks to our 3D bioprinters, we can customize our implants with never-before-seen features, offering lower patient complications and allowing faster healing time. We start with soft tissue repairs, narrowing down the tendons and muscles, primarily Achilles tendon, rotator cuff, and multiple hernias. Our first commercial application is for Achilles tendon tear, which has an unmet need for an implant with better strength features, allowing faster recovery times, desirable especially in sports medicine, and additional use for multiple hernias, affected by a large number of issues with existing mesh implants, with an unmet need for a new product with better biocompatibility. In total, we are addressing a market with over 1.7 million soft tissue repair surgeries per year, with addressable market of $4 billion. We are a platform technology that can in the future be scaled to other tissues such as cartilage or vascular tissue, leading to personalization with the patient's own stem cells. And even though science fiction today, printing human organs will be possible within our lifetimes. We have a low-risk 510(k) regulatory strategy with $3.5 million budget to become commercial by the end of 2025. We work with the best surgeons in the world to develop our products and increase our commercial success. We compete in biosynthetic implant space with only a handful of competitors today. Acquisitions are happening. Virus acquired by CONMED in 2022, while Embody was acquired by Zimmer Biomet in 2023. We have an exceptional team as I carry 3 exits and over 16 years of founder experience. My co-founder, Dr. Matthew Provost, our CSO with over 12 years of scientific operations experience. Tommy Calpio, our talented 3D bioprinting inventor. Dr. Scott Bruder, our regulatory consultant and former chief medical and science officer at Stryker. And Dr. Michael Francis, our medical device advisor and former founder of our competitor, Embody. As you can see, at Printer, we are in the business of making science fiction a reality. Thank you.
And now a few words from one of our sponsors, UC Irvine Health.
Hello, everybody. My name is Scott Jocelyn, and I'm the Chief Innovation Officer for UCI Health, the only academic medical center in Orange County. And in fact, we're growing. We just acquired 4 hospitals from the Tenet Corporation and look forward to the expansion to the west and to the north of our primary campus in Orange and the new campus that will open in 18 months on the University of California here in Irvine. Among my responsibilities is oversight of our investment fund. That's a $50 million fund in partnership with UC Investments. We invest in health information technology, biomedical devices, healthcare services, and in some cases, pharma. We also partner with Techstars. We're very much proud of that partnership. We congratulate all of you on your hard work this year. We look forward to your presentations, and we wish you the best of luck.
Hi, I'm Adam, BrainBot's CEO, and this is my wife and co-founder, Shelly. Shelly's an occupational therapist, or OT, who has spent over 10 years treating concussion patients and more. Health setbacks happen all the time. While medical care and physical therapy are crucial, patients often need that extra help to get back to their daily lives. That's where OTs come in. OTs start by understanding a patient's abilities through assessments, including targeted activity and symptom tracking. Then, they offer treatments, such as cognitive rehabilitation, and strategies, like using computer accessibility apps. And finally, OTs help patients gradually return to their everyday activities, such as work. For example, they might practice a patient's commute combined with 1 hour of light work at home, before moving on to longer work periods in busier environments. They're there every step of the way to overcome any barriers that arise. Unfortunately, a few years ago, Shelly hit her head on the side of a car door and got her very own concussion. We needed our own OT, and we thought we'd find one no problem. But outside of inpatient, geriatric, and pediatric settings, OTs started to be super hard to find and way too expensive. Shelly struggled through an 8-month recovery. While she was just fine some days, on others, she suffered from horrible headaches, brain fog, and fatigue. We lost out on a ton of income. We got to thinking, wouldn't it be great if people like Shelly could directly access expert, affordable, and personalized OT care available 24/7? That's why we founded BrainBot, to ensure patients like Shelly receive the OT care they deserve. BrainBot's building the world's first digital return to activity clinic, democratizing OT care with AI and telehealth. Our initial mobile app is focused on concussion education and symptom trigger management due to our firsthand experience and a badly broken recovery pathway that impacts 4 million Americans every year. Here's how it works. Patients start by taking a quick baseline assessment. Once complete, they receive a guided treatment plan, which includes education and daily activity goals. Users log activities and symptoms, for example, grocery shopping, at which point BrainBot updates their daily activity goal. BrainBot also identified grocery shopping as a triggering activity and requested approval from the OT to send the patient a personalized strategy. In this case, to wear noise-canceling headphones and sunglasses to reduce sensory overload. Patients can affordably manage their recovery better and faster. OTs can see more patients, earn more revenue, increase patient compliance, and reduce administrative burden. Referring providers have more satisfying patient interactions with fewer setbacks. And payers, such as self-insured employers, save money and see improved employee productivity. The time to act is now. The OT industry, already worth $30 billion in the US, is poised for transformation, with OTs able to treat patients across state lines starting in 2025. We've already completed a usability study, where 75% of users engage with our mobile app an average of 6 days a week, and we have critical research partnerships at Canada's top rehab hospital. Plus, BrainBot's being featured in an ongoing study in the US to develop the world's first OT concussion treatment protocol. And we're seeing great early commercial interest in our concussion offering, with a forthcoming pilot at a 27-location concussion clinic in the US, and an executed LOI at a sports management platform serving 160 athletic departments. Our revenue model is to charge OTs annual subscription fees, referral fees when appropriate, and a revenue share. My background spans top-tier management consulting and law, public policy, and entrepreneurship in dynamic regulatory environments. And Shelly and I are supported by an experienced team in technology product design and expert healthcare advisors, ready to execute this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We're revolutionizing OT with AI. Join us.
In 2018, I was breaking barriers as a first-generation Mexican-American hired to be CEO of a software company. 60 days later, I learned I had cancer. Before my journey was over, I had 6 surgeries, lost 4 body parts, held sobbing children, left my job, spent over $20,000, re-engineered every aspect of my family's life, was thrown into menopause and developed lymphedema. I was challenged with not only finding good medical care, but how to stay above water in every facet of life. I never learned about preventing hair loss or how to access free integrative therapies. I missed out on resources that save time, money, and distress. My co-founders are also survivors who struggled to find critical resources. This shared experience was the inspiration for We Are Here. My name is Carolyn Trevino Jenkins. This is the solution we needed and 19 million cancer patients deserve. Grants, mentors, transportation, clothing for ports and drains. There are over 650,000 cancer products, nonprofits, and community resources. Yet, there's no central location to find every appropriate one. As a result, patients miss out on essential support. For example, almost 75% of adults with cancer delay or skip care because they can't afford it, despite thousands of grant-giving nonprofits. We Are Here matches patients to resources. Patients share their needs and challenges. 87% self-onboard, the rest speak with an empathetic survivor. Seconds later, the system identifies resources to address those challenges and predicts additional helpful resources. Our AI was built using 2 years of proprietary data gathered from patients we helped. And unlike competitors, We Are Here focuses on medical and non-medical needs. By addressing all aspects of life impacted by cancer, we remove challenges before they become barriers. Patients save money and receive better care. Pharma profits when we help patients afford to travel to or stay in a clinical trial, as well as when patients start and adhere to medications. When we helped Katie afford a critical drug, the manufacturer earned $75,000. Providers specialty pharma also benefit from access and adherence to medications. Additionally, preventing last-minute surgery cancellations for barriers like lack of childcare increases revenue, an average of $60,000 per occurrence. Payers benefit when adherence leads to better outcomes, with a cost savings of $4,500 per patient per year. Our solution is free for patients. Stakeholders pay an annual subscription fee based on the number of engaged users. Cancer navigation is a $69 billion market and our beachhead to other chronic illnesses. Over 1,000 patients have enrolled with 100% satisfaction. 86% remain active 12 months post-onboarding. Financial assistance is the most common request, and on average, we help patients secure $2,600 in grants and have secured over $20,000 for patients who need help staying in clinical trials. We earned $80,000 conducting a pilot and are now negotiating a multiple-year contract. Our team is more than survivors. I'm a serial tech entrepreneur with exits 10x Capital. We are leaders in integrative health, human-centered design, and AI machine learning. And our advisors bring an industry expertise to our patient lens. 40% of adults in the U.S. will get cancer. Join us in ensuring they have access to the resources they need.
Four years ago, I watched a woman cut her cancer medication in half with a kitchen knife because she could not afford her next month's prescription. Her name was Margaret. She had metastatic breast cancer, and her out-of-pocket medication costs were too expensive. Margaret is not alone. This year, 80 million Americans will not take their medication as prescribed because of cost, resorting to cutting pills in half, skipping doses, or not filling their prescription. 5 months later, when Margaret passed away, the $35,000 worth of remaining medication she had got thrown into a trash can. Brand new medications are often discarded due to adverse reactions, disease progression, and death of the patient. 28% of dispensed prescription packages will be thrown away, having never been opened. Every year, $50 billion worth of perfectly good medication is wasted instead of being provided to patients who desperately need it, like Margaret. My name is Jack Schaefer, and I'm the CEO of MediCircle. MediCircle provides patients with access to free, life-saving medication by reclaiming, recertifying, and redistributing unused medications. Patients, providers, or caregivers with unused medications navigate to our website to request a donation kit in the mail. Simply put the prescription in the provided box and drop it off at any FedEx location. Medication is shipped to our licensed pharmacy in Houston. There, we recertify the medication using MediCircle's patented process, which includes a 48-point visual inspection by our pharmacists and software to track the medication's history and pedigree. Our recertification process goes above and beyond what is legally required to ensure the medication's quality. Only medications sealed in the manufacturer's original, tamper-evident packaging are eligible for redistribution. Medications that pass our recertification process are then delivered to financially eligible patients. MediCircle patients receive their prescription entirely for free, saving, on average, $3,000 per dispense. MediCircle not only lowers the cost for patients, we also partner with self-insured employers, pharmacy benefit managers, health plans, and value-based care organizations who are all desperate to lower their prescription drug spending. MediCircle charges these entities for how difficult a medication is to source, which ranges from $1,000 to $6,000 for 1 month's worth. This provides groups with massive cost savings as compared to their typical spend of between $3,000 and $45,000 per patient per month. We have completed an initial pilot with our first customer, RX Valet, and saved plans 69% per dispense on their most expensive prescription drug costs. At the end of the pilot, the CEO of RX Valet loved MediCircle so much that he invested in the company. And that's just the beginning. With this success, we are in advanced conversations with 15 additional customers that are eager to begin dispensing through MediCircle. In just a year and a half, MediCircle has reclaimed and recertified $2.8 million worth of medication that is now ready to be dispensed to patients. Unlike the nonprofits and state government programs that currently redistribute medications, MediCircle targets reclamation of high-value medications, matches patients to medication at a higher rate, and is prepared for nationwide scale. We are currently focused on the $1 billion annual revenue opportunity of cancer medication, poised to quickly scale into the $9 billion annual revenue opportunity of specialty medications, and will then tackle the total opportunity of $24 billion. We bring experience from pre-existing pharmaceutical redistributors, as founders, and as first hires at successful healthcare startups. As leading experts in pharmaceutical redistribution, we co-authored the laws and regulations that currently govern Rhode Island and Texas. At MediCircle, we provide patients with access to affordable treatment, and we hope that you will join us on this mission. Thank you.
This is a vial of blood. In the US, blood is tested over 2 billion times each year, making it the center of an $80 billion industry. Here's the thing though. For over 85% of those tests, we aren't testing blood, we're actually testing the plasma. Your blood is made of two distinct halves, plasma and cells. The cells, in fact, are the impurities that need to be filtered out immediately to preserve the integrity of the plasma for testing, as plasma, not blood, is the source of information for things like vitamins, electrolytes, and proteins. Now, to extract plasma, you would normally need a centrifuge, a 150-year-old piece of specialized equipment that sits in a lab. And the need for a centrifuge to extract plasma has logged blood testing in the lab for decades, making it nearly impossible for labs to reach you at home. That is until today, because at LowBio, we designed the MiniMag, a device that allows patients to self-collect and mail in plasma from the comfort of their home with the guarantee that that sample is just as good as one collected in the lab. Instead of a centrifuge, we've designed proprietary magnetic microbeads that capture and separate cells from plasma within seconds. Here's how someone would use it at home. Use a lancet to collect a small amount of blood in our squeezy tube that's coated with the magnetic beads, and then simply click it in our magnetic stand. Watch the plasma separate right in front of your eyes. After that's done, simply pick up the tube and squeeze out the plasma, which is now ready to be shipped to a lab. It's really that simple. Our proprietary bead technology is a quantum leap forward in home plasma collection and is truly peerless on the market. The Minimag outperforms its competitors in just about every key metric. It can enable 10 times as many tests as dried membranes, is 1/4 of the cost of implementing portable centrifuges, and requires the fewest handling steps for both patients and labs, making it the ideal choice for at-home plasma collection. We have a B2B2C business model where we sell the Minimag directly to labs, at-home testing groups, and clinical research organizations who can incorporate the device into collection kits and roll out programs for at-home testing, direct-to-consumer testing, and decentralized clinical trials. We'll first focus on enabling home testing for high-value clinical chemistry tests like lipid, liver, and kidney panels. But we will quickly expand to include metabolic and thyroid panel, and over the coming years, we will work towards shifting an addressable $14 billion blood testing market from the lab to the home. And we get there by working with labs that you trust, who recognize that what we've built is a game changer. We've done 8 pilots to date with some of the biggest labs and home testing groups in the US, proving the Minimag can be used for home collections. These pilots have led to purchase orders of over 2,000 units and ultimately helped us close an oversubscribed $1.5 million seed round. And we did this with an all-star team. My co-founder and I got our PhDs building biomedical tools for low-resource settings, and we recognized that blood testing would be stuck in the past as long as we needed a centrifuge. And while building this technology, over the years we've also surrounded ourselves with advisors who have multiple decades of experience in building startups, leading innovation of some of the biggest lab testing companies in the US, and launching home testing programs. And together, we're so excited to officially launch the Minimag for research use. So, if you want to be one of the first groups to try out the Minimag, reach out and join us as we make patient homes the next frontier for lab blood testing.
Weren't they amazing? We're so proud of how much our founders have achieved in just 13 weeks, and even more excited to see what they'll accomplish next. Hi everyone, my name's Ahmed Mirza, and I'm part of the Accelerator investment team at Techstars. And before closing out this segment, there are a few thank yous in order. First, to our hundreds of mentors, a very, very heartfelt thank you. As you heard from Matt earlier, we ran 2 different programs at the same time, Techstars Healthcare and Techstars LA. And the impact of this was tremendous. Collectively, in our first month of program, our founders had over 2,300 meetings. And that's quite a lot. To contextualize this further, 2,300 meetings equates to about 1 month of back-to-back-to-back meetings. So thank you to our mentors for truly living the Gift First mantra by showing up and offering your time and expertise to our founders. Next, we have an amazing collection of global partners who stepped in with programming and technical support to help our founders succeed. Thank you to all of our global partners for their ongoing support. To our team, Allison, Joshua, Caroline, Sherman, Kim, John, Faye, and our program team, Elena, Max, Rosh, Andrea, and Joyce. Thank you for showing up every day with your energy and enthusiasm. We could not have done these 2 programs without you. And last, but certainly not least, a huge thank you to our founders. We couldn't be more excited about the journey ahead. And with that, that's a wrap. Thank you for tuning in to our virtual demo day.